Hello, you have discovered the New Homesteaders. This is a segment that we will be doing once a month where we talk about the news in new homesteading. And so, without further ado, here is TNH News.
Hello. The first news piece, as I think we mentioned it in the Graphene OS episode, that Graphene OS is looking for a new partner, that it doesn't fully trust Google Pixels to be the only good solution for the security operating system, as Google Pixel is now pulling back with Pixel 10. They said that they are not going to release the source code. I don't remember the exact story, but they are changing the rules once again, and Graphene OS is preparing for it. They just announced that Motorola is their new official partner, or pretty much Google was never an official partner of Graphene OS. They just used the platform because it was open.
Motorola sounds great with your accent.
And yeah, Motorola is officially in partnership with Graphene OS.
3 cheers for Motorola. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and it will be interesting what kind of devices they will support with Graphene OS. Of course, they don't state anything at the moment.
Yeah, I wonder what that does as well for the usability, right? Because this is going to be a consumer product that they will presumably want to market. And if you've installed Graphene OS, you know that on the first install, it doesn't look like that nice, pretty UI that I had in our Graphene OS episode, right? Like it looks like a stock Android UI. So I wonder if they're going to do some little nice-to-haves that go along with that as well.
Most likely, yes. Some Graphene, a Motorola spin on it. But still, it will be Graphene OS certified product that you can install the basic Graphene OS. And yeah, here's the same 13 days ago from Graphene OS own discussion forums. That's pretty much it. We don't know much more about it. We don't know what devices are supported, and we don't know when it will come, but official partnership has been announced. Have you heard of Android developer verification program?
So, my best guess is that it's a program for developers to get verified to sell stuff on Google Play.
Yes, I guess that has always been like that. But in 2025, Google wanted to change it so that everyone needs to be verified, even if you are not publishing on Google Play, even if you are publishing on F-Droid. And they wanted to prevent all apps from working if they are not signed by Google. So here we can see from the original developers blog that, so there was Keep Android Open initiative where worldwide many developers started to fight that, hey, this is not okay that Google will take control of Android, that the whole point of Android is that it will be free and open source, and not that some entity can just decide that who is allowed to develop for it and who is not. Yeah, the developers resist and refuse. Did you notice on NeoStore? On NeoStore there was this pop-up.
No, because I have still yet to install NeoStore. I'm using Aurora Store.
Yes, but yeah, it would maybe Aurora Store. Yeah, F-Droid. But so to the listeners, NeoStore is a front end, more modern front end for F-Droid than F-Droid itself. And I noticed there is a big banner that said something like keep Android open and Android will be locked down platform in 150 days. It was very similar than this website. And then Google said in the end that we are going to change it, that sideloading is still possible, but they didn't change it. They still said that everyone needs to be verified and they will enforce it. But then actually, exactly 10 days ago, Google published a new Android developer blog where they changed their mind. And maybe we can read this out loud and talk about it. So, can you read it?
Do the little zoomies?
Still, you need a bigger laptop or external screen.
Yes, okay. Well, Android proves you don't have to choose between an open ecosystem and a secure one. Since announcing updated verification requirements, we've worked with the community to ensure these protections are robust, yet respectful of platform freedom. We've heard from power users that they want to take educated risks to install software from unverified developers. Today, we're sharing details on a new advanced flow that provides this option.
Yeah, so this is the thing that they wanted to prevent totally. They wanted to take the option away from power users, basically preventing F-Droid from working. That would have been the end of F-Droid.
Great.
Yeah, you can keep reading with your native English accent.
Ah, yes. Sideloading is here to stay. Once you confirm you understand the risks, you can install apps from unverified developers. Again?
Yep. Yeah, it's not a long blog post.
Okay. Advanced flow safeguards against coercion. Android is built on choice. That's why we've developed the advanced flow, an approach that allows users to maintain the ability to sideload apps from unverified developers. Based.
Yeah, so here is the new flow. You can tell us, what do you think?
Sideloading directly from verified developers. Sideload directly from developers you know from their company's website or other channels. Nothing changes from today's user experience. Sideloading from developers with limited distribution accounts. Sideload directly from developers you know from the channels they choose. And lastly, sideloading from unverified developers with advanced flow. Sideload unregistered apps with extra safeguards that give you critical time and space needed to break the cycle of coercion.
Yeah, so this is how they try to game the system, that they are saying that you can sideload directly from the developer's website, but only if they are verified. And then the last piece, sideloading from unverified developers. So pretty much everything on F-Droid, because F-Droid builds everything from source.
Does this mean, though, that I'm going to have like a bunch of dialogue boxes to tap through? Are they going to be real salty about it?
Yes.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah.
Yeah. So they are trying to get everything verified by Google, but that was one tweet that bullying works. We still are here. We still have the freedom to sideload everything we like. You will see how it works, so keep reading.
All right. This flow is a one-time process for power users, but it was designed carefully to prevent those in the midst of a scam attempt from being coerced by high-pressure tactics to install malicious software. In these scenarios, scammers exploit fear, using threats of financial ruin, legal trouble, or harm of a loved one to create a sense of extreme urgency. They stay on the phone with victims, coaching them to bypass security warnings and disable security settings before the victim has a chance to think or seek help. According to a 2025 report from the Global Anti-Scam Alliance, 57%. I'm not saying that abbreviation because I bet that's 57% of surveyed adults experienced a scam in the past year, resulting in a global consumer loss of $442 billion. Because the consequences of these scams that use sophisticated social engineering tactics are so severe, we have carefully engineered the advanced flow to provide the critical time and space needed to break the cycle of coercion.
So, any thoughts? Because the first that pops out is that 57% of adults say that they have been experienced a scam. That's quite broad. Not an Android scam, nothing related to Android, just overall scams. 400 billion. I believe this number, yes, but it's not about sideloading apps. Or what do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, scams come in a bunch of forms. I believe the number, but yeah, it's how much. I mean, a lot of scams are directed towards, old people, basically.
Yeah.
And so I've got a feeling that trying to perform scams by coaching old people through sideloading Android apps is unlikely to be very profitable. I've got a feeling you're going to run into a lot of, but I see 3 buttons here. I don't know which one I meant to tap. And yeah, so.
But I agree with Google that definitely happens. Yeah, so here is how the advanced flow will work. How do you go and enable you go back to be allowed to install new pipe from F-Droid?
Want me to use my Brit voice again?
Yes.
Okay. How the advanced flow works for users. Enable developer mode in system settings. Activating this is simple. This prevents accidental triggers or one-tap bypasses often used in high-pressure scams. Confirm you aren't being coached. There is a quick check to make sure that no one is talking you into turning off your security. While power users know how to vet apps, scammers often pressure victims into disabling protections. Restart your phone with re-authenticate. Where's it gone? There it is. This cuts off any remote access or active phone calls a scammer might be using to watch what you're doing. Come back after the protective waiting period and verify. There is a one-time, one-day wait, and then you can confirm that this really is you who's making this change with our biometric authentication, fingerprint or face unlock or device pin. Scammers rely on manufactured urgency, so this breaks their spell and gives you time to think. Hang on a minute, so have I got to wait 24 hours to sideload my app or something?
Yes.
Bro. Okay. Install apps. Once you confirm you understand the risks, you're all set to install apps from unverified developers with the option of enabling for 7 days or indefinitely. For safety, you still see a warning that the app is from an unverified developer, but you can just tap install anyway.
Yeah. So what do you think? Is this an excuse to implement the more people to use verified apps, or is Google really just trying to protect the old people?
Yeah, it's I couldn't really say either way for sure. However, this does just seem like them being salty, doesn't it?
Yeah, and remember the original. They wanted everyone to be verified, that the sideloading was going to go away altogether. And then the internet bullied Google so much that they said that, okay, we allow sideloading, but we do some advanced flows. Good. Yeah, so any thoughts?
I mean, it all sounds rather frustrating. I wonder how it would impact Graphene OS. Like, does that trickle down into Graphene OS or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it trickles down to Graphene OS too. But no, wait, because Graphene OS doesn't have a means to verify the apps because it doesn't have any Google connections. So I would guess that it's part of the Google service framework. So it's not on Graphene OS, this thing. But of course, it destroys a lot of developers who don't want to publish on Play Store.
Mm-hmm.
That it's getting harder and harder. And yeah, maybe I should have taken a couple of news how many malwares there are on Play Store itself. Google is not that good at blocking malware.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about this other than, I hope we can have a Linux smartphone soon. Come on, Ubuntu Touch. You can do it. Post-market OS.
After 10 years of hiatus or something.
Yeah.
Or is it still developed?
No, it's still there. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Oh, who is it? Pine 64. I think they sell smartphones that could be Ubuntu Touch or post-market OS or something like that. I'm pretty sure that they're still going, but yeah, it's a super niche thing. And God help you with the actually doing stuff. I mean, banking apps. What banking apps?
Yeah.
What would be really cool is if they could put like a compatibility layer like they did for Wine, so you could spoof Android. That just work.
Yeah, but you still couldn't, like, with spoofing you cannot, what is it called? The attestation feature.
Oh,
the banking apps would say that, yeah, you didn't pass the attestation, so you cannot install it. That's actually our next topic.
Okay.
Have you heard of unified attestation?
I think not before. You briefly touched upon it with me before, although I don't fully remember what it is. Isn't it? Doesn't it contain like a local backend or something to verify stuff?
Yeah. So the idea is that now your banking apps look for the Google attestation. So your phone says that, yes, I don't have any manipulated packets on my system. That I'm clean pretty much. And if you have a custom ROM, you are not passing the Google Play integrity, so you cannot install all the banking apps. And then there is this group that they want to sign it, that also custom ROMs could pass the Play integrity.
I wish we could have this on Twitch so that we could have like the donations thing and people could just keep donating to say stuff that will make you go pop.
Yeah, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future we can do this live. But yeah, the point is that you could run banking apps on custom ROMs also if the banking apps would also adopt. So the banking apps need to adopt this unified attestation feature. And it's developed by Volla OS. Volla OS is some small custom ROM developer who also sells phones directly. I have never heard of this. Any case, the interesting thing about unified attestation is that Graphene OS went totally that we strongly oppose the unified attestation initiative and call for app developers supporting privacy, security and freedom on mobiles to avoid it. Companies selling phones should not be deciding which operating systems people are allowed to use for apps. So I pretty much agree with Graphene OS, and they are here complaining more about the Google Play Integrity API, that it's horrible, that system enforces. Maybe we read more a bit. Can you see this?
Do the zoomies. Play Integrity API should be regulated out of existence rather than making another system where companies permit their own products while disallowing others. It shouldn't be legal when Google does it, and it shouldn't be legal when Volla or Murina do it either. This is wrong. So I'm getting a little confused. So we see this Volla, which is a small, custom Android developer that sells phones, and on the face of it, it looks like, oh yeah, that's one of the good guys or whatever, but they're not. I'm confused.
So they want that there is what was the word again? An initiative that people independent from Google sign that your phone is allowed to run these apps.
Okay. Right, so it's still private companies. It's just like a cabal of smaller companies. Okay, right.
Yeah, and Graphene OS said no, fuck no. Yeah, so you can read here.
All right. Hardware-based attestation has valid use cases, including the Auditor app on Graphene OS for protecting users. The way these companies are using it serves no truly useful purpose beyond giving themselves an unfair advantage while pretending it has something to do with security.
Yeah.
Oh, bro's really spitting bars over here, isn't he? You want me to read the next one?
Yeah, read the next one.
If banks and governments insist on checking devices for security, they should define actual standards. It should be possible for any tiny project to be certified at no cost, and the standards should be fairly enforced, so a mainstream device without current patches is disallowed.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point, that the Play Integrity API doesn't care about your security patches. And this is have you seen the Auditor app on Graphene OS? That's a bit a side point.
No, I haven't.
I have seen it a couple of times, and it says that you need to have a second Android phone. And yeah, maybe we investigate it, or I make a video about it, but it's something like that you can have a second Android phone that verifies, hardware verifying that your Graphene OS is clean. Mm-hmm. But let's look how many. Yeah, it's not that many. Let's hear what Graphene OS has to say about it. This one.
Volla, Murina, and Iode sell products with atrocious security. They fail to provide important patches and protections while misleading users with inaccurate claims about privacy and security. That includes setting an inaccurate Android security patch level, despite missing patches. Just to say, these are Graphene OS's opinions. I'm just reading them aloud, okay? I don't want to be...
Yes.
No sue. No sue. No sue.
But that's actually... My friend has a Murena phone, and I have been reading Graphene OS blogs, and I fully agree with them that doing the way that custom ROMs do it, that you have the spoofing of... Was it verification spoofing? What was it called? But that you spoof that you are an actual Android phone, that's where you can use banking apps. Like I did it for many years with custom ROMs, that my custom ROM is allowed to spoof being a real phone, and that's why banking apps work. And Murena is using that way with MicroG, and I agree with Graphene OS that that's, from security perspective, that's a horrible way to do it. So these small phone manufacturers that use MicroG and custom ROMs to make Google stuff work are not security phones. They're maybe privacy phones, but if everything is unsecure, it's a bit, what's the point? Yeah. That's why I'm in Graphene OS camp today.
Yes, big up Graphene OS. Graphene OS maximalist.
Yeah.
You want me to read?
Yeah, let's Yeah, let's read it.
These companies should not have any say over which devices can be used for European banking and government apps. It will reduce competition and reduce security exactly as the Play Integrity API is already doing. The EU should ban using attestation to determine OS compatibility.
Interesting idea.
Forgive me for mispronouncing whatever that is, IODE. Murena and IODE are extremely hostile towards Graphene OS. They've spent years misleading people about it with inaccurate claims to promote their insecure products. Man, bro's really going hard on this one. Is that what they're doing? Like, if you buy a phone from them, do they just prevent you from...
If they
the attestation,
can,
yeah, okay. My mistake. Okay. There is no legitimate purpose for either Play Integrity or Unified Attestation to exist. Both will inherently fail to uphold even basic security standards, since otherwise their own products wouldn't be allowed. Root-based attestation is also inherently not a secure approach. Having a European version of the Play Integrity which permits people to use insecure products from specific European companies participating in it, while disallowing using arbitrary hardware or software, is the opposite of a solution. It's more of the same anti-competitive garbage.
Yeah, I think that was the last point. Yeah. So, for those who don't know, the main developer of Graphene OS is quite the personality. If you have watched, who is the paper kid? Louis Rossmann.
Yeah,
Louis Rossmann's talk with Graphene OS. Have you seen what Louis Rossmann has talked about Graphene OS?
I have not.
Okay, so maybe we leave that to another episode, but yeah, the Graphene OS developer is quite a personality, as I said, and that's why he writes like this, but he is extremely good at what he does.
Oh yeah, so he gets to... He gets to spit bars on social media then.
Yeah, but Graphene OS has something like a hardware attestation. Maybe we looked at this at another time. But yeah, I need to go more deeply in how the Graphene OS hardware attestation works. But they have something based on the hardware cryptography. And they don't need an outside source like Google or the unified attestation to do it. And they claim that it's the best way to do it.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that Motorola phone.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, to see, as this was a news episode, our first news episode, to see how it develops, this is pretty much now cleared that the developers can still do unverified apps on Android. We won. Remember the bully. Bullying works.
Cyberbully.
Yeah, cyberbully Google to get what we want. And unified attestation may bring some help for us to use banking apps on custom ROMs, but not on Graphene.
I'm glad. I don't have any problems with banking apps on Graphene OS. I'm very happy about that. Otherwise, the switch would have been so much harder. Because I'm not going to say who I bank with, but yeah, I'm glad I can just bank as I normally do. The only thing I have to do is switch off Futo keyboard. I just need to switch off Futo keyboard to use my bank. Yeah. For some reason, it doesn't like Futo keyboard. I don't know what the issue
Your
is.
Your bank hates Louis Rossmann.
Yeah.
Explain me more. This is like, what does the banking app say when you use the Futo keyboard?
Just something about it being an app that I was about to say what my bank was. Just something what the bank was unable to verify. It just says, this is not in our whitelist, this keyboard, so we're not letting it. I ought to probably just email them and say, it's Futo keyboard, man. It's the best one.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, you should do an episode or make an episode about that, because that I have never heard that the banking apps can decide what keyboards you are allowed to use.
Yeah, it's not. It might take up a short, like a YouTube short, but I don't really consider it a big deal. It's pretty easy to live with. I just, there's a little button at the bottom right of the keyboard, and I just tap that and it switches to the Android system keyboard, and then I just open it and then it works, and then I just switch back when I'm done. It's not a huge deal. Certainly not compared to just not being able to use it at all. My mate from work said he just can't switch, I think, because his banks won't work, and he's in Italy.
Somewhere. Yeah, that's actually a bit of, again, side topic. When have you last time installed a new phone on, like, not Google, Graphene OS? Because yesterday I installed a new Samsung for my aunt, and that was quite the experience.
To install what on the Samsung phone?
Just setting it up.
Oh, okay.
Setting it up.
Probably did it for my nan as well, yeah. But it's, I don't know, I don't remember it being a huge chore. It's just, you just tap through the various screens, like enable Wi-Fi, what language, do you want to switch from another device, sign in.
Yeah, that's how I remember it last time I did it also. But this time, it says that you need to you cannot move forward with the setup without internet. You need to give it internet, just like Windows, that you can start setting up the phone. And then there's a long list of apps that, hey, these apps are out of date. Can we update them? And then there is also that, do you want these apps to be installed? That there is Temu and Facebook and shit ton of apps. And I tried to tap, no, I don't want to update this. No, I don't want to install these new apps that you are suggesting. But it didn't work. I didn't have any means to deselect the apps that it wanted to install. And when I clicked, okay, fine, continue, and went through with the setup, and then the first thing I do when I set up a spying phone, I go to settings, apps, and delete all the bullshit app that it has. But I deleted it, and then the app came back because it was in the please let me update this app list. So when I deleted it, and then it updated it, so it downloaded the new version, and I needed to delete it multiple times, apps, and I thought that the time was over, that there was a lawsuit 10 years ago or something that Samsung is not allowed to put bullshit apps on their phones. But there was Temu, and there was Facebook and Amazon and everything.
There wasn't a skip button in a tiny font in the bottom left-hand corner with a slightly different RGB value to the background?
I tried to look for one because that's how they do it, but I didn't find one. And definitely that you cannot set up a phone without internet, or Samsung phone without internet anymore. I didn't find anything around it.
Good. Glad I'm done with it.
Yeah, and I think I'm also done. That was the last time I will help people put it. You install Graphene OS or I don't help you.
There you go.
That's my new policy, because it's getting harder and harder to just try to secure your phone and remove all the bullshit. But yeah, next topic.
Hey. Oh, that's going to be a long one for me to read.
No, we are not going to read these ones. This is the California legislative information. Have you heard of the age verification laws of California?
Not California, but I know that this has been a big topic recently. I remember people talking about Linux getting some kind of age verification or something like that. Did that all stem from this? Is this related?
Yes, that's it. Yes, it's exactly that. So here I have highlighted the text: a developer shall request a signal with respect to a particular user from an operating system provider. The operating systems by law need to have a means to verify the age group of the user. So you need to be in group A, under 13, B, 13 to 16, D, 16 but under 18, or D, over 18 years old.
Okay.
This has lit up the open source world again, just like the Android developer verification, that yes, Linux needs by law develop an age verification system.
Or just not not distribute your software in California. Have to turn the VPN on to get it.
Yeah, but how is it? How would that work? How would that work that they don't...
Yeah, how are they going to do age verification when they are open source, relying on donations and stuff like that?
Yeah, and it's the same in Colorado. Colorado also made a bill that needs operating systems to use age verification.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that, you know, a 13-year-old having unfettered access to a computer is a bad thing, but we already have an age verification system. It's called parents.
Yes, exactly. I don't see what the reasoning here at all. Like, this doesn't work on Linux. This is destroying all the freedom that we have. And
Yeah,
also
it's-
in Illinois.
Oh, I thought you said
Like
Illin OS. Illinois.
Is it Illinois? Illinois, yeah. So there's 3 states that have forced operating system age verification laws. And there's a big talk. New York State is also doing the same, that manufacturers of internet-enabled devices need to conduct age assurance. So if you are selling a Linux laptop, you need to do age assurance.
I think I remember seeing something like a script called Ageless Linux or something. The idea was to make all this go away. I don't know how likely that is to work or whatever, but...
Yeah, I also saw that I thought of putting it in the episode, but I don't have it ready. But it's pretty much that they want to change. I don't remember how it was going to work, but it's a troll feature. They are trolling the legislators with
automated cyberbullying. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes. You know what freedesktop.org is?
I think I've clicked through there from time to time. I don't remember off the top of my head.
So it's the group that is making the specifications for example, the themes and the fonts and stuff like that. If GNOME and KDE want to do something theme related, for example, Free Desktop is doing hey, let's do it like this. Let's put themes in this folder and let's put fonts in this folder and stuff like that. They are like the unifying group between different Linux desktops. That's how I understood it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if this really ends up happening, I've got a feeling we're going to see quite a lot of 67-year-olds, a few 69-year-olds.
No, because you don't see, as you saw here in the California bill, you don't get the direct age.
Oh yeah.
The apps will only get the age group.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, they wanted to add the age verification into the free desktop group specifications. So there would be a unified way to do it between all the desktops. And it was declined because they are still trying to sort it out. Superseded. Let's see how is it superseded. Discussion has evolved. Quickly reading through it, it seems like they are thinking about putting it in the Flatpak. That Flatpak would implement the age verification.
I don't want anyone implementing it.
Yeah.
If they do like a use ID to access Facebook or something, I'm just going to stop using it.
We come to that.
Oh, okay.
System 76. Do you know System 76?
Yeah, big up Pop OS.
Yes, the Pop OS developers.
They do some really nice looking rigs as well. Like, have you scrolled through? I love the wood. You know, the the walnut finished. I really want one, but they're like, you know, whatever, $5,000 or something for a good one. I just want it, and I just want it for the look as well. Like, you know, if somebody says what kind of computer you want, I'll just say I have a walnut encased one.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe this is also not that big of blog post, and we want more eyes on the system, the law. System 76 CEO had very nice blog post about it, so maybe we can read it also. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. Oh, what, and zoomies. Yeah, just access is everything. There were 2 things I yearned for in 1990. As a 10-year-old kid in the back seat, trips from Colorado to Illinois meant hour after hour of staring at row after row of corn stalks. The boredom was palpable, and the corn possibly responsible for a slight obsession with orderliness. If only there was a little TV that could help pass the time. Oh, and how Encyclopedia Britannica must contain the answers to so many questions about the curious world out there. Were city streets really full of black leather-clad people standing around metal drums? Garbage ablaze? Rocky was particularly memorable. What else lurks in the oceans and bounded across the savannas I saw when PBS's nature series happened to be on at the same time I sat in front of the TV. Alas, encyclopedias were too expensive for us. 36 years later, my under-13 kid struck up a conversation about the lifespans of jellyfish. He said there were immortal species. Skeptical, I pushed back. His confidence didn't waver because he did his research. I know about these jellyfish too. He was right.
Yeah, me too.
And I learned about the... Hang on, let me not fuck this up. Teratopsis dorni. Yeah, that's it. They know more than I could have ever dreamed at that age. There is always a way. Last week in Cabo, Mexico, an adult friend thought it would be hilarious to add El Mencho to a picture of our dinner outing. Text it to his parents and tell them we met a new friend. He asked ChatGPT to add El Mencho to a photo. It refused. My under-13 child says, "Oh, I got this. Found a photo of El Mencho, asked ChatGPT to add the person from the photo to the dinner party photo, and voila. We're enjoying drinks with El Mencho. Our friend's parents asked what's wrong with him. I was an impressed dad."
El Mencho is a mafioso, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He's a what?
A mafia boss.
Oh, okay. Kids are smart and easily learn how to work around restrictions. The best intentions can produce unintended consequences. Colorado's Senate Bill 26-051, California's Assembly Bill number 1043, require operating systems to report age brackets to app stores and websites. A person who creates an account on a computer is supposed to be 18 or older and attest to the age of the user they're creating for themselves or their child. In practice, this means anyone under 18 isn't supposed to create a computer account on their own. Most System 76 employees installed operating systems and created accounts on their computer when they were under 18. They did this out of curiosity. Many started writing software. Some were already writing operating systems. I'm sure the story is similar at most tech companies. Limiting a child's ability to explore what they can do with a computer limits their future. Removing user limitations to the computer, proprietary software, lockdown platforms like Android and iOS, is why System 76... If there is any solace in these two laws, it's that they don't have any real restrictions. There is no actual age verification. Whoever installed the operating system or created the account simply says what age they are. They can lie. They will lie. They're being encouraged to lie for fear of being restricted to a nerfed internet. A parent that creates a non-admin account on a computer sets the age for a child account they create and hands the computer over in no different state. The child can install a virtual machine, create an account on the virtual machine, and set the age to 18 or over. It's a similar technique to installing a VPN to get around the Great Firewall of China. Just consider that for a moment. Or the child can simply reinstall the OS and not tell their parents.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, that everyone is lying about their age on every platform.
Yeah, I lied when setting up my Facebook.
You did it under 13.
It was 14 and I was 13, so I lied about a year's worth of time.
Yeah, and that's a good point also about then they just install a virtual machine and get around it.
Yeah.
And I fully agree with the sentiment that kids are curious and the current internet would not exist if the kids of 30 years ago wouldn't be allowed to be on internet.
Yeah, I suppose so, although I will personally be heavily restricting the internet use of my children, especially with the way things are now.
Yes, but that's a bit a different topic.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we read only the highlighted parts.
It can get worse. New York's proposed Senate Bill S8102A requires adults to prove they're adults to use a computer, exercise bike, smartwatch, or car. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I was showing you before.
The challenges we face are neither technical nor legal. The only solution is to educate our children about life with digital abundance. Throwing them into the deep end when they're 16 or 18 is too late. It's a wonderful and weird world. Yes, there are dark corners. There always will be. We have to teach our children what they do when they encounter them, and we have to trust them.
That's, like you said, that you are going to restrict your kids' internet access. And yeah, that's my plan too. But yeah, that's an interesting point that yes, we didn't have restricted internet access. We were
No.
the explorers when we were small.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking back on it now, and I don't know how much of a good thing it was. I mean, I was scrolling through Facebook when I was 14, right? And I found a cartel beheading video, right? And of course, I watched the whole thing. And that was, probably not something I should have seen at that age. And so,
But at
when
what age?
14 I was.
No, I mean, what age is it correct time to introduce the darker sides of the internet?
That's a good question. I would say probably somewhere around the time that guy's saying you shouldn't. At like 16 to 18, I'd start to ease off the pedal a bit, because that's when I really started going and exploring the world unfettered and all of that. I just, went out, hung out with my friends, stuff like that. I didn't have any real curfew or anything like that. That was when I was able to just go and, start working my way towards being an adult, develop my social skills, things like that. I'm not gonna pretend that it's an easy thing to answer, but and the internet of when I was 14 is quite different to the internet now. When I was 14, it was still pretty when I was 14, it was still pretty rare to come across stuff like that, right? Whereas now I think it's a lot easier.
Yeah, but then we always come back to
Should we do our own internet, like North Korea style?
Well, I pretty much have my own internet with the kids, that we are watching kids cartoons on Jellyfin.
Oh yes, very based. I need to do something like that.
Yes, I have moved my old DVDs of kids' movements and stuff like that to the digital form, and then hosting them, so there's no ads or some random TV show popping up that we don't want it. So yeah, that's how I'm doing it. And they are not watching AI slop or you maybe have seen those pregnant Spider-Man videos from 5 years ago.
No.
No. Have you missed? So there is maybe 5 years ago, there was that some YouTubers made videos with absurd storylines that Spider-Man is pregnant and then Elsa will come and fight with Spider-Man and something like that. That the kids would see the characters and recognize, oh, this is Elsa, oh, this is Spider-Man. But then it would be just brain rot. And it would be such brain rot that the kids would be confused and what is this? Let's watch more. And they had hundreds of millions of views, even billions. And Google pregnant Spider-Man or something. There are many YouTube documentaries about it, that Google is still allowing this to fester. And with AI, it's even more. But it was like puppets. They did it with puppets and stuff like that.
That sounds incredibly cursed.
Yes, it's incredibly cursed that they are cursing a generation of children who are watching YouTube without parents.
Right, so I just get a NAS box and install Jellyfin on my Proxmox, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Wow.
I'm very surprised that you have missed this part of the internet.
Yeah, I am too. Well, maybe I'm glad that I did, but jeez. Yeah, no, that's Jellyfin now. Proxmox.
Yeah. There is actually I saw a couple of days ago, there is also an YouTube, or it's a browser extension that blocks all the AI YouTube channels. That you can, if you only want human-produced YouTube videos, it will automatically block the AI slop from YouTube.
Okay.
NewPipe needs to implement it, and GreyJ, because there's so many times that it will autoplay some random video with an AI slop telling me some story about an animal, and I don't know if it's real or is it just AI hallucinations.
I can tell when
or
they're
some
not real.
History Channel.
I saw a guy rescuing a fox that was trapped in the ice, and the fox was instantly dry as he took it out.
No, I don't mean that kind of videos. I mean that there's history documentary about something happened in the 1800s. And it's an AI voice with AI videos accompanying it.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's real or not. Someone just put an AI, hey, make a video about this topic. Maybe it's real. Maybe it hallucinated 20% of it. Maybe it was the interesting part was hallucinations. Nobody will fact check it.
Right, yes. I don't know if we're at the point now where you could say, just give me a 20-minute video, though. I think you still got to sit there and do a bit of editing.
Yes, watch on YouTube videos how to make YouTube videos. They can easily create 20-minute videos with just couple of prompts.
No way. Oh, I'm about to start slopping.
Yeah, but it's we live in strange times. But yeah, the age verification didn't start with the operating system age verification. It started with your age restrictions on. Isn't it also the?
Are you thinking of the restrictions that were implemented recently in the UK on the adult entertainment?
Is it only adult entertainment?
I mean, that's the only thing that people mention. I don't know of anything else where people get that thrown in their face.
I have it open here, the Online Safety Act.
Okay.
But
scrolling through some of this is going to immediately get shadow banned from YouTube, right?
Reading the UK government's website will get you shadow banned.
It's just because it works off of keyword detection, doesn't it? And I'm seeing stuff that here immediately that gets thrown off.
Oh.
You done goofed. you got us you got us booted.
Shadow ban.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it started with Australia, I think was the first one. Then you came and you have now age verification. And now they want to force age verification on the operating system level on America. I think this is where it's going.
Oh, that old chestnut.
The digital ID and personal digital wallet for EU citizens, residents and businesses. And I think our listeners are that tech savvy that they know that the point of the age verification system is to have the digital ID system. They are just piggybacking with it. Or what do you think? Do you think that they will, when the digital ID is implemented, they will change the law from age verification to digital ID verification because it already knows your age?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly going to be surprised if that's the direction it ends up going. I would be surprised if they can move quickly because there is a lot of opposition to this stuff.
I think that's why they started with the age verification.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, this is the way it goes, isn't it? They just sort of chip away, oh, you don't want that? Okay, all right, well, we'll just go around here and start chipping over here.
Yeah, we just take away your site loading options. You need to verify for everything by us, and we decide what you can install. Did you see the Mr. Hughes the Boss YouTuber's video about the North Korean Android?
No.
Someone smuggled from North Korea an Android phone, and then the YouTuber checked how it works, and I had never heard of this way. So you know that your phone signs, for example, some files, and you have files from Google, the apps you download from Play Store are verified and signed by Google. Yes?
Yep.
And the North Korean phone works that your phone can only have files that are signed by the government or signed by the phone itself. So if you take a photo, it's allowed to exist on the phone because it's signed by the phone itself. But if you try to send the photo to your friend, it deletes itself because your photo is signed by your phone, not your friend's phone.
Okay, so what do you mean it deletes itself from your phone?
No, from your friend's phone.
Oh, okay.
So they restrict that only government-approved things can exist on your phone or things signed by your phone.
Right.
Oh, and that's a quite... Yeah?
Keep going.
Yeah, that's every dictator's dream. And I didn't even thought about this to do it that way. But of course, that's a very logical way to do how to prevent misinformation and everything that the government doesn't want to spread.
Okay. I mean, it's all very doomery.
Yeah, exactly. But there is nothing. Well, maybe Android is preventing it to do it in the Western world also.
Just a passing thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I certainly hope it doesn't get to that. I don't think it will. I think there would be. I think we're too, shall we say, liberally minded in the Western world for that to be an easy thing to get through.
Yeah, but my point is that it's feasible. It was not feasible.
We have a precedent for it, yes.
Yeah, and it's digitally feasible to make it so. Like the Yuval Harari, the
guy that wrote *Sapiens*.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has talked a lot about how the digital age is like every dictator's dream.
Oh, yeah, I might have seen
And that's like a big. The North Korean phone is a very big example of that.
Okay.
But that was all of my news topics for today. Let us know what do you like of it.
Hang on.
What do you
Hang on a minute. This whole episode has been doom as shit, right? I'm going to finish it on something positive, okay? Please open up a tab.
Okay.
Yep. And type in Yggdrasil Network. Oh, it's with a Y. It starts with a Y. It'll probably come up. So this is Yggdrasil Network, and it's not exactly brand new. It's a project that's been going on for quite some time. But what it is think of it like a peer-to-peer internet, right? It's like an IPv6 mesh network that, you know, you can spin up your own. You can have your own Yggdrasil intranet, right? But it's capable of expanding to internet scale network topologies. Okay, and what it is basically is a replacement for, you know, this isn't my core area of expertise, but what this effectively does is it acts as a replacement for BGP, Border Gateway Protocol. And what I really like about this is that I think it's capable of doing what these other alternative internet things fail to do. One of the things they don't do is guarantee anonymity, right? That's not the point. The point is to have a truly decentralized internet, as far as I can tell. If you do the zoomies, I can do the reading. So I'll just read out this thing here. Yggdrasil is a new experimental compact routing scheme. It is designed to be a future-proof and decentralized alternative to the structured routing protocols commonly used today on the internet, as well as enabling technology for future large-scale mesh networks. Yggdrasil is scalable, supports large, complex, or even internet-scale topologies. Self-healing, networks respond quickly to connection failures or mobility events. Encrypted, traffic sent across the network is always fully end-to-end encrypted. I'm just going to pause there because that's a really interesting part of this. You know, you've got other like alternative internet things like the Tor network and all of that, but they're all broken fundamentally, and the reason why I'm given to understand is because of BGP. It's all still going through BGP. Right, and because of the complexity of setting up, you know, a proper BGP router, you know, this is something that we've had to hand off to like internet service providers. You know, people just cannot do that by themselves. And so this entirely replaces, again, I might be wrong about this. This is a new topic to me, but as far as I can tell, this actually does away with the need to have internet service providers. You have a fully decentralized peer-to-peer internet, and that's the next bit. Peer-to-peer works entirely ad hoc by design with no built-in points of centralization. Cross-platform, supported already on Linux, macOS, Windows, iOS, Android, and more. And so I just wanted to alert the audience to this, especially given that you have just put us through the most doomer shit. But this is something that I want people to know about. I think this is very interesting, and I would like to see it grow. I might consider... Yeah, watch this space. I might consider setting some stuff up and showing the audience what this looks like. Again, not my core area of expertise, but I think this is something we want to keep an eye on and might want to bring up again in the future. This looks very interesting to me. And it's quite positive. This is...
It's very... Like you mentioned that it could replace the ISP.
Yes.
I'm still dropping my head around how that would work, but...
Because it's effectively like a giant mesh network. It's not like partially centralized, like where you have these ISPs with these massive like bits of hardware that do the internet thing, right? Like everyone shares a bit of the Yggdrasil network. You know, everyone is kind of participating in its functioning, let's say. The ISP isn't required. You can just set up your own Yggdrasil router, whatever you call it. And it's a software thing. It doesn't require special hardware or anything like that. And it's apparently quite easy to configure. I haven't tried to do that yet.
Yeah, we definitely need to make an episode about this. This looks very interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you feel better now, dear audience member?
Yes, me too. Very, very interesting topic to bring in the end.
Yes. And I love the name.
Definitely cover this.
I love the name. You know why I love the name.
Yes. But yeah. Till next week.
Yes, thank you for watching our first news episode. This has been the New Homesteaders. Have a pleasant day.
Yes. Bye.